MicroStrategy just bought 22,000 more Bitcoin at 98,000, which is, one of those things we tell people don't invest at the highs.
Mhm.
We've seen in 2017, crypto winter. We saw in 22 a nice pullback. It feels like we're in the bull market now. Do you see bearatory or that quote unquote crypto winter coming in the near future? And if so, how do we navigate through that?
Yeah, eventually people are going to sell off. So that's kind of like the risk that you're taking whenever you put your money into a pool of things that other people have their money into, right? So you don't know when someone's going to take profits. You don't know when someone's going to sell to lock in their gains. Like funds got to, actually provide a return for their customers, things like that, right? So eventually there will be a sell-off. Now, when do I think this happens? Probably after next summer. I think that the rules of I think there's two different paradigms going on, right? You have like the Bitcoin paradigm, and then you have like how we look at traditional assets. And I think at first they mirror themselves a lot. They mirror each other a lot. And I think eventually what's going to happen is we're going to break the correlation. And why I think we break the correlation, and when we break the correlation, I don't see any more 80% drawdowns or 60% drawdowns.
Yeah, that's done.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that totally, because I think that it's the nature of the buyer that's different. So if BlackRock is buying up all these Bitcoin on behalf of their customers, these aren't the people that are going to sell, right? Or if MicroStrategy is buying up all the Bitcoin and then they're using leverage to even speed up the process, these aren't sellers, right? So I think what happens is the people who are gaining more and more Bitcoin are the types of people that will hold. So then when the selling, you guys know, like selling creates more selling, buying creates more buying, right? So when there's not large sellers or the large selling slows down, then I think the pullbacks become less volatile. So this is why I used to look at charts and say, oh, I'm going to wait for a pullback. And I think late 2022 or even early 2023, I was waiting for Bitcoin to retest 20, and I had, some money to deploy, and then it didn't test it and it just kept running. And then that's when I started to put two and two together. I'm like, because this is like game theory and there's a race to get as much Bitcoin for the lowest price possible. If I buy right now and it goes down, who cares? I'll buy more, So I kind of even stopped looking at the chart. So yes, I believe that there's going to be a crypto winter. I believe that Bitcoin will go into a bear market again, but I just think the bear market looks different. One. And then the second thing I want to say is, let's say people right now are like, yeah, Bitcoin's too high at 100,000. I think that I'm going to wait for the next pullback. Well, imagine Bitcoin runs to 220 and then the pullback's 160 and you could have been buying for 100. You know what I'm saying? So I started looking at it like that too. Like, don't think that I wouldn't, bet that we go back down to 50 or wherever people are predicting. So I think buying the dip will change drastically as we move forward in Bitcoin.
And there's always a lot of talk about the crypto winter, but not enough consideration about the crypto summer.
Yeah.
And how far, with the hedge funds being involved in it, how far it's going to run up. Like you said, I don't think we're going to have 70% drawdowns, 65% drawdowns anymore, because the liquidity pool has been stacked amongst Vanguard, State Street, BlackRock. I don't think we'll have those dips anymore.
I agree. I also believe that people should visualize this. Like, you have unlimited amounts of dollars, right? You have unlimited amounts of dollars flowing into this asset that's finite. Right. So it's like if you turn this water faucet back here on, that would be the dollar. Right. So Bitcoin would be putting a balloon, one balloon in there. And you say, hey, as long as that faucet stays on, this balloon will expand. So I think people kind of have a hard time seeing that because they still look at Bitcoin like a stock. Right. So you're looking at Bitcoin like a stock, but a corporation can issue more shares and dilute you. You can't make any more units of Bitcoin. Right. So you just got this water faucet flowing into this balloon, and the bigger the balloon gets, the safer it gets. So I think that's something, it's a paradigm shift.